So welcome to tonight's show. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, and this is NRL from the Sidelines. And as we do every time this week, we're going to talk about the round of NRL that's just been played. And gentlemen, that will be round 15.
There should be 45 rounds in a season, Steve.
I was thinking about it last night. We're coming to an end. Very quickly.
Oh, what do you mean with what's coming to an end?
The football season.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I thought you were talking about something else.
Head's not in the game. No. Tonight's going to be a great day. Yeah. It's going to be a great night.
He's going to want us over in about 5 minutes. How are you tonight?
Yeah. Fantastic.
You ambushed it. You started recording before we even were ready.
No, I wasn't even logged on.
That's okay. It's so professional, this show.
That's right. Too professional. So, gentlemen, round 15 brought in some big scores.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they? What?
Frustrating. It really is.
What's frustrating?
I mean, I'm not talking about our game, my game. I'm saying it's frustrating that the lopsidedness of these games is just no competition. There's no contest anymore. That's frustrating.
Yeah.
Has the 6 again made that much difference?
It appears to have. I don't know.
You know what? It's just poor rosters and very average coaching.
But when you look at the 6 agains too, though, they're lopsided as well. Sometimes it's 8-2 6 agains. Yeah. You can't help but score points if you're getting that much possession, and you're wearing out the opposition. So, it's got to have something to do with it.
Yeah, it's a bit. I understand. Like we'll get to the Manly Titans game, but at halftime it was 28-10, 24-10 to the Titans, and Manly had like 8% possession. It was ridiculous. Yeah. So but what are you going to do if players aren't getting off and they're off players and they're hitting them high and there's all that kind of stuff going on and there's penalties given? What are you going to do? Just let it go because it's lopsided?
No.
And we've always said they balance out, and so maybe obviously they tried to balance out the Manly Titans game and went too far the other way.
Oh, you mean so the second half of the season is going to balance out and all the teams that are struggling are going to do better?
Oh, well, some of them have been.
So here come the Broncos and the Tigers for the 8. Manly, Roosters, sorry guys.
What planet are you on?
All right, let's talk about the games though.
All right, let's talk about Suncorp Stadium last Thursday night where the South Sydney Rabbitohs beat the Brisbane Broncos 46-0.
Right. What year were they in, Stephen? About third?
Barely, I don't think they got out of yet. Honestly, South bombed, I reckon, 3 or 4 tries.
Yep.
But I do want to highlight something. The defence of Xavier Coates
it was
on Gagai.
The highlight of the match was Xavier Coates.
It truly was. It truly was. I mean, I don't think South were overly impressive, but they did it easily. And they did it so easy that, honestly, they bombed 2 or 3 tries. There was one with a line wide open that Jacob Host passed to someone in Broncos. But that try, that's the reason why Melbourne have said, I want that kid.
Yeah. Because
he goes all the way. Where's the rest of the Broncos team doing the same thing?
Well, and that's what I said. It's got to come. That unfortunately, I think, has to come down to coaching. You look at that Broncos team, and they're not slouches.
No, but we did say at the beginning of the year that they've lost some players, and we don't think they'll go as well.
The experience, yeah.
But we never thought they'd be beaten by the scores they've been beaten.
No, continually 40s and 50s is ridiculous.
So Ben Ikin's going as the GM of football?
Yeah, I think that's a good move. I really think he's a smart guy. And
he is. He's very articulate. I'm sad to lose him from 360. I think he's terrific on 360.
Yeah, but have you heard the rumour he's been approached to go on 360?
Brian?
To take over from Ben? Yeah.
It's going to be NRL 3 degrees. Yes. Manly.
Yeah, that's 6.
and Parramatta when he wants to complain about something.
I hate Parramatta. I love Manly.
Ben Ikin has his last show. I am waiting for the call for one of us, but I'm sure it's in the mail.
Well, I'd love to be on the show and go up against Paul Kent and Buzz Rothfield. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
No thanks.
I'm
happy to observe.
It would be fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Very controlled here.
So 46-0.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, the Bunnies weren't impressive. I didn't think. They didn't have to be.
Both teams only completed at 68%.
Yeah. Latrell was good.
Yeah,
he was better than the week before.
Didn't see that much. Sorry.
He bags out Latrell, but says, but I didn't watch him.
I didn't say anything about Latrell today.
Can I just say, I'm on Latrell watch from here on in. I thought he played. I thought he was really solid.
You now think he's an exceptional fullback?
No.
Okay. Let's go on to Queensland Country Bank Stadium, where the Cronulla Sharks were, I've got to say, lucky against North Queensland 26-24.
So lucky they cost me because I picked the Cows.
Well, I think the Cows would have won if not for the binning.
Agree.
And I don't think
that nonsensical binning.
Was that binning justified? Hey, weeks ago, Brian, you were saying any hit
Was
to the
Reece
head?
Robson hit, or was he the one that got sin binned?
No, he was the one that was sin binned. Because this was...
if it's any hit to the head, then send him to the bin. Yes,
Well,
I agree.
This guy was a foot off the ground when he got hit in the head.
I agree. If any hit to the head, send him off. Sin bin him. Absolutely. But there should have been about 8 blokes sin bin in that match. And that was a poor example.
I don't mind if it's intent and all that sort of stuff. But this
You
stuff
can't
was
prove
like-
intent.
No, you can't prove intent. But you know what? If I go and elbow Tom in the head, pretty much that's intent. But if I hit him because he's laying on the ground going in for tackle, what are you going to do?
I remember
Sue.
I remember a match. Penrith and I think it was North Queensland, and there was a young fella who'd played for North Queensland Manly and now was at Penrith, and he has ran at a front rower, leapt off the ground and collared him in the face.
Yeah, and look, I think
That was intentional.
That was intentional. That's a bit, but this stuff, this is starting to drive me crazy.
Well, no, what's driving me crazy is that most of the time these come back to the bunker refereeing. Have we got one ref or have we got 2?
We've got 2.
Correct.
And
That's
we've
right.
I don't
got
want
someone
to.
who now goes back 4 and 5 tackles.
That's
to check
right.
something.
And
But then there's no
really-
advantage to the other team.
No.
That's what's irritating me. All right.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of Sharks? Good, bad, otherwise?
Certainly on the improve.
They seem to be. Look, I've got to say, I think they always had the game in control. But North Queensland, the game was to be won.
Well, North Queensland scored their tries at either end of the of the game.
Yeah.
14 and 28 minutes, and then the 73rd and 74th minute. So,
And there was one
They were missing
Cole
in the
Felt try there that I reckon any Wombat could have scored.
Oh, wasn't that
that'll be
clever?
on his highlight reels list. That one, the snorkel.
The snorkel was exceptional. That was work.
Snorkel on the
This was what?
It's just
What? How did that
it's just
happen?
clever. Like it's there. The line's there.
Oh, it's
You know,
ridiculous.
go for it.
You
Yeah.
watch. That's now going to take off, and everybody's going to try that.
I think
So
they.
you've got to make sure the women now stand right on the line.
Oh, let me just tell you, I do think Newcastle tried it a couple of times. Not Newcastle. Who did we beat? The Titans tried it a couple of times against Manly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was a bit worried. Anyway,
And look, I thought the Cowboys were unlucky. Like I said, I think they were dudded at the end, but you know what? That comes around.
Yeah.
Let's go into Bluebet Stadium, where the Panthers beat the Sydney Roosters 38-12. And I thought the Roosters were going to, after 10 minutes and 12-0 or something or other.
Oh, look, I was thinking this is a good start because you're going to need every point you can bank against the Panthers. But like I've said many times, the Panthers are patient. You take Nathan Cleary out of that game last week,
yep.
and we were a chance
Oh, absolutely.
because he was in everything. He was the marshal of everything. You take, if Nathan Cleary gets injured, they are no chance of winning the premiership. I can tell you, not a hope in hell.
No, I disagree.
He's that important to that
If the
team.
Roosters hadn't have lost a player at that point, when it was 12-6, 12-8, they hadn't have lost a player where you were down to 12 and they scored 3 tries.
They scored 14 points. Look, it was Manu dropped knocking on it on the kickoff after we scored. Sorry, and I think Cleary is really mastering just about everything in his game. But one of the things he's also mastering is his kickoffs because he'll kick them short now, so they bounce and they actually.
There's a tussle.
Yeah, and you've got to really be on your game. So I think that was a big turning point, and that third tackle kick for Crichton was just genius.
It was.
Take the opportunity. It's as his father said in the press conference. The game's slowing down for him. He's only 23.
Yeah.
His best years are ahead of him.
And he's able to see far ahead than what anyone else.
So what I was at least encouraged by, it's a big blowout score, but I mean against a Leicester team. They would have scored 50 or 60, honestly, because I thought the Roosters hung in the contest for the whole game. And sadly, they didn't score any more points. But I thought they stayed in the contest the whole time. I mean, Lamb kicks for the touchline and kicks it in field. And they go on to score a try.
Yeah.
There was one bad play the ball from the Penrith Panthers, didn't get picked up. We did it, an obvious one, and they certainly saw that one. So there's a lot of inconsistencies. What did you think about the high shot?
Chuckyahos.
Yes.
Well,
I don't think he should have been simmed in. I'm fine with the penalty. I'm fine with the on report. He should not have gone to the bin.
That's a point. That's someone is slipping into the tackle, and he gets hit.
His arm was aiming for about here.
Exactly.
Yep.
So and it was a turning point in the game. So who knows? But look, we're not going well enough to beat a team like the Panthers at the moment, and that's just the way it is.
I'm not sure a lot of teams are going well enough.
That's right. But I was proud of the fact they stayed in the contest right till the very end.
Right now, this is a 2-horse race: Melbourne and Penrith.
Yeah.
Okay. I beg to differ. I think there's a third dark horse in there.
No, there's not. Trust me.
Because the last try was scored in the 63rd minute. So for 17 more minutes, they actually they held the
South
Panthers
hasn't gone the
over.
last 10 minutes either. Let's go on to McDonald Jones Stadium, where the Newcastle Knights beat the Warriors 10-6.
Yes.
And I tell you what,
It was ugly, wasn't it?
it was a bad day for football as well.
Oh,
The wind
yeah.
was blowing, it was raining.
Some of those.
Was it Clifford's kick? Oh no, it was his Hunt's kick. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
It was windy.
Oh, it was shocking conditions.
Yeah.
Rain, wind, and a boring game of football.
Yeah. Yeah, it's enough.
That's it.
I thought Pierce was missed, wasn't he?
Oh
He
yeah.
laid on some good moves.
Oh well, yeah. I think any team you take their halfback out and they're in trouble.
I thought the Warriors had more opportunities though to score and seemed to,
There's something wrong with, we keep having this argument about fullbacks, and I actually think Roger is one of the top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
To have him on the wing, I don't care how good Reece Walsh is. Roger needs the ball in his hands.
He's mentoring. That's what he's doing.
It doesn't matter.
No. If you're trying to win games, you don't throw your
Yes,
best
it almost
player
sounds
on the
like
wing.
they're saying we're wiping this year because we're going to use Roger to mentor Reece Walsh. Tell you what, that was explosive the way he got away, and then a great tackle from Jaden Brady.
Yeah. Yep. There were glimpses of highlights in the match, but didn't like that match. Sorry.
All right. Let's go on to Wynn Stadium, where the St George Illawarra Dragons beat Raiders 22-20, and I'm laughing because I can just hear what Barry's saying right now. I told you so. I told you so.
Yeah, it was scrappy, wasn't it?
This was a horrid game as well.
Yeah.
A slightly higher scoring horrid game.
Yeah, but you know what? If you watch the Dragons' tactics in the second half, when they had the wind at their backs, they played down the Raiders' end.
Yes.
Yep.
The Raiders didn't do that in the first half. They weren't playing to the wind.
No, I don't know whether.
And you're right, this is where
The first
ball
half,
went back.
first half he kicked it 10 metres that way and it went 30 metres that way.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
funny.
Was that from the kickoff where it actually?
No.
Well, there was the one where he kicked off and it went 10 metres. It went over the 10-metre line and then landed back 5 metres. I'm going, what? I actually had to stop and go, did the ref get that right?
Yeah.
I actually
They had a close look at it.
Yeah, I know. I actually I had to go and read the rule book.
As long as it breaks the plane, it's okay. But that was a windy game.
Yeah.
Yep, and the Raiders are still missing something. I picked the Raiders. I'll admit it. I had faith
So did I.
over
Because
the last
me
2
too.
weeks.
We stood here last week and said they're at home.
Yes. Well, they weren't. The Dragons were home.
No.
Oh, that was the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I just didn't. Ben Hunt makes a difference when he's on and he's running.
Yeah.
That Dragons team looks more dangerous.
Yeah, it was one try he laid on. I think it wasn't quite a try assist. It was the second last.
Late in the game. Back to
that breaking
Corey Norman
was
one. Yeah.
terrific. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And there's no highlights from the Raiders. They shouldn't have lost to the Dragons. They're gone. Wipe them.
Yeah.
You're never going to pick them again, right?
No, that's not true.
Okay.
Because I bet you they have to play the Broncos and the Bulldogs. Actually, the Bulldogs would probably get them.
All right, now let's go on to Sunshine Coast Stadium, where this is a very sad game.
It was.
And I got to say, I really feel for the Tigers losing 66-16.
And it was what, 40
Melbourne.
something to
40-0 at half time. 30-0 after 15 minutes, which I was told 3 or 4 times on. Heaven forbid I should ask a question on Facebook.
Can I just say, at half time, I actually turned this off.
Oh, did you?
This is the only game that I did not watch from beginning to end. I could not watch it anymore. The Tigers were that bad.
They were.
Yeah, and the coach apparently said to them, "You dug this hole, you get yourself out of it," and then walked out with his staff at half time. But didn't make a difference in the second half. The scoring slowed down a little bit, but that was about it.
And I was going to say, with about 20 minutes to go, it was 66, maybe 15 minutes. I think Melbourne just got tired of scoring. I don't think the Tigers held them out anymore.
It kind of shows. Second minute, 4th minute, 9th minute, 12th minute, 15th minute, 27th minute, 37th minute, 41st minute, 44th minute, 47th minute, 50th minute. Oh my goodness, what?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Unbelievable.
And I got to say, in all that, Josh Addo-Carr never scored one try. They scored 11 of them. He didn't score one.
What's wrong with him?
Which shows how bad they were, because they were just going straight through.
I know, but what's wrong with him?
And Harry Grant's out.
Yep.
With an injury, which is good for us.
And you saw the Hughes try where quick tap straight through.
Yeah. Well, same thing happened to us against the Titans last week.
It's insane. It's insane.
So where did the Tigers go?
Well, I think Tim Sheens comes in over the next week or two as coaching director. But I was reading somewhere in the papers, Steve Roach made a good point. He said every time a good player is off contract, they're linked to the Tigers.
Yeah.
And so Tavita Pangai Jr. has been told, see you later at the Broncos. And as we said last week, what club wouldn't want him? You know, like, fair dinkum, he's a machine. But the Tigers have got to look at it and go, is he a fit for our club?
Is he the machine we want?
That's right. And I don't think that he is.
Because you don't have leadership in that team. I mean, James Tarmo's the captain, but honestly, I think they don't have a figurehead leader.
They don't, but they have Tarmo, they have Brooks.
Yeah, but Brooks isn't a leader.
No, but they have senior players who should be stepping up to this.
They're not saying, follow me, boys.
If I was Maguire, the first thing I'd be doing is getting rid of Luke Brooks. And I think he's a good player. I just think he's done his time at the Tigers and he needs to go somewhere else.
He needs a refresh.
Something needs to happen. I said, excuse me, I'm hoping that, I'm thinking Tim Sheens has got a big job ahead of him. And hopefully he'll be able to say, we don't sign every player that comes on the market.
No.
You know, and as I put up last week, a team of current first grade NRL players that have come through the Tigers. Played with the Tigers. Yeah. And it's a team that would beat the current Tigers team.
Well, Paul Kent said, he said, you look at the attitude when teams are scoring tries, there's no grunt there, there's no hard hit with the in with the shoulders and things. There's none of that. It's just we basically call it limp-wristed sort of defence.
It was open.
And this is the coach who won a premiership based on his defence.
Yep, absolutely.
I think he's just not getting through. Their attitude is just not there.
Oh, I know.
But you know what? They've also got Russell Packer sitting in the background taking up, $800,000 or something.
Yep.
They've just lost Josh Reynolds last year.
Yep.
For the same sort of money. I mean, they've got a lot of money tied up in players who just aren't performing.
Yep.
And that's not Maguire's problem. That's the coach before.
Sure. Yeah, well, I mean, Ivan Cleary bought all these has-beens and then left the club.
Yeah, that's right.
He obviously saw something. That's right.
He's doing nicely for himself now. Thanks very much.
He knew something was happening. All right, let's go on. What do you want to say about Melbourne? They were just too good.
They were sublime, yeah.
Bankwest Stadium, where the Parramatta Eels beat the Dogs 36-10. Half time was 10-6.
Yeah. They showed a lot of ticker. I thought the Dogs in the beginning, but the class of the Eels just shone through, and your arrogant man came to the fore.
Which one?
Gutho.
Oh, Moses was just as bad.
I know. Yeah, and it's starting to wear on me as well, to be honest. I love Gutho, and I think Moses is a good talent, but it's starting to grate on me. They're the flat track bullies, and they're winning games, and they're being very cocky about it. In fact, they're worse than what I was complaining about the Panthers.
Yeah, I agree.
Back early in the season,
I think the Panthers are celebrating tries, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But on field, I don't like the way Parramatta carry on, but that's just me. But the problem was in the first, I didn't take a screenshot of the first half stats, but they were pretty even.
Yeah.
Everything was even. It ended up 4 penalties to 1, 6 ruck infringements to 1. 2 inside the 10 metres to 1. Like, it was everything in the second half went Parramatta's way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I'm inclined to agree with Trent Barrett. There's got to be a bit of transparency in what's happening because
Yeah, he had
Because-
some dud calls.
every 50-50 call went against them. And I thought that was, a bit of a tragedy.
I bagged Dylan Napper from pillar to post. And
He had a good game.
164 metres. He must be up for a contract extension.
Oh, he is. He is.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to Seabus Super Stadium where Manly Sea Eagles 56 beat the Titans 24
And it was 24-8
halftime.
at halftime.
Yes.
I don't know, if only Ruben Garrett could kick.
Yeah.
So what switched on Manly at halftime?
No, I don't think it was. As I said, like, possession in the first half was the Titans.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
They were up around the 90% possession in the first half.
Yep.
So and look, 56 sounds like they scored a lot of points.
They did.
But to keep aside when you've got, less than 15% possession to 24 points.
But in all fairness, Manly scored 48 points in the second half.
Oh yeah.
So that's just not a turnaround of possession, because you shouldn't score 48 points against a defensive team in a whole game, let alone one half.
I know.
That's their problem. They don't have any defence.
I know. And look, and overall, the possession stats still went 52% to the Titans.
Yeah.
And can I just say, I hate the completed rate. I hate how that's a judge of how well a team's going.
Yeah.
The Titans had a 97%
They
completion
had
rate.
100% until about 2
minutes to
before
go.
the end of the game.
It doesn't matter.
I think it does.
Well, no, the dogs have
If you
always
don't-
have a very high completion rate.
If you
can't
don't
score
do
points.
anything with the ball,
Yeah.
you're not going to win
But I
games.
think
You're right.
it's an indication of how you're at least performing. You might not be defending.
Well, the
well.
Roosters won 2 premierships with 65% completion
but
all
you
the
would
time.
know.
You know,
Okay.
says,
So-
says
True.
the pot calling
So-
the kettle black.
Hey, he's
I'm agreeing.
Yeah, that's right.
You're just a stirrer. That's why.
So you're the stirrer. He doesn't believe.
I don't know. One of us is a pot, the other's a kettle.
I'm
All
just
right.
the meat in the
Yeah.
sandwich. I don't know how that fits with pots and kettles, but anyway, it's all in the kitchen.
He's the tea cozy in the middle.
TKC.
Okay,
Right.
so gentlemen, you want to do the ladder?
Tommy,
I got a question asked
You're not
first,
going to
though.
still talk about Manly.
No, I had a question asked, Steve, because one of our viewers asked the question and you didn't respond. Which was better?
Do you realise there's a reason why I don't respond to certain things, right?
Which was better, Steve?
Yeah.
The Melbourne first half or the Manly second half?
Melbourne.
Oh, you're a spiteful man. You're right. He's hateful, isn't he?
all right,
Sorry,
ladder.
the first half.
We've got the Melbourne Storm and the Panthers both on 26 points. The Eels and the Rabbitohs also on 24 points. They
Coming
round out
second.
the fourth. Yes. Oh, no, you're coming fourth.
Coming second.
So in a clear fifth position is the Roosters on 20, the Seagulls on 18. Then we have the Dragons, the Sharks, the Cowboys, who are in ninth on 14. We have 3 teams on 12, the Raiders, the Warriors, the Knights, Titans and West Tigers on 10 points. The Dogs now off the bottom on 6 points, and the Broncos with a minus 250 points
Wow.
in last position, and not looking like they're going to get off the bottom.
Okay, so would you say the top 6 is set?
Yep.
I'd
Even
like to
10
hope
weeks
so.
out, top 6 is set.
I don't say this lightly because I still think that I think only one of those top 6 teams can win it, and I think that they will finish the top 6 teams.
Yeah.
I worry about the Roosters because they're really tough to run.
No, but I think they're going to win enough to stay in the top 6. But then you have St George, Cronulla, North Queensland, Canberra, Warriors, Newcastle, Titans, Tigers,
Look.
Canterbury and Brisbane. Which of those 2 will make the 8?
Probably the 2 that are there, the Dragons and the Sharks.
Not North Queensland, Canberra?
No, I don't think Canberra can. I'm sold now that Canberra can't win the comp, that they couldn't beat Cronulla.
No.
I think they can finish in the 8. I think they fall apart far too easily.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're probably right. The only one I'd take out of those maybe St George to North Queensland.
Hear that, Barry?
Well, I actually think
For you, Barry.
I think that the Dragons will finish 7th.
Okay, gentlemen, I want to talk about State of Origin coming up this weekend, next weekend.
Yep.
It's going to be lousy not having football again on the weekend.
No games.
Oh, see, no, I'm okay. I want my players to have a rest.
Oh, Diddums.
Except for Tom.
Yeah.
Tom doesn't have a rest
He's
again.
the one more likely to get injured.
Oh, come on.
New South Wales have picked a similar sort of team with a few inclusions.
Well, they had to make one change because Jake's got a hip injury.
Yep. So Crichton comes in and Liam Martin keeps his spot, and they brought Finucane in. So honestly, I think Finucane probably deserved to be in the team.
So who do you take out? I think
Crichton
should be in as well.
I had him in my original team.
Yeah.
I think I had Crichton in my team too, but I would go. The change I would have made was to bring Finucane in.
Yeah.
When Jake.
So you bring Finucane in and take Crichton out.
Yeah.
Tom?
Yeah, I would have swapped Crichton. Well, I was always going to swap Crichton and Martin, even if Jake wasn't there. But I think Finucane probably needs that. There was a comment last night about the fact that we've only got one true forward on the bench, and they've got 3 big boppers on the bench, the Queensland.
Okay.
Yeah, which is why I bring Finucane in, because
they can play that game again. They can play that game again. It doesn't matter.
Well, let me go on to Queensland. Made some substantial changes, and I think
I liked how they picked and sticked.
So Reece Walsh in fullback, 7 games of NRL.
How do you feel about that?
Good enough, you're old enough, they say. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, well, I think it's a bit like what they did to Mitchell Pearce. He was in a more significant position being in halfback, but it could potentially end up exactly the same.
Fullback's a pretty significant position. It's not like you're going to throw him on the wing.
No, I know, and he's going to have Tom and Latrell and Teddy running at him all day.
And the other thing is he's going to have 3 sessions. I've heard all of this. 3 sessions to organise his back line, and he's got no connection with any of these players at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of pressure on an 18-year-old.
For the kid, I hope it works. I think it's a mistake.
See, the difference is if they'd brought him in when there was Billy Slater and Cameron Smith and Jonathan Thurston, you go, all right, well, you can bring a kid into that.
You wouldn't need him.
Well, no, but then he plays. There's 3 fantastic players. He gets taken care of. He doesn't need to run the show.
Yep.
At fullback, there's no way he's going to be able to organise all that defence.
So Ben Hunt's coming back in. Andrew McCulloch's coming back in.
Sign's about to fall.
Sign NRL from the sidelines. Just let me.
Bit of a comment on this show, I think. So Andrew McCulloch comes in. Ben Hunt comes in.
Even the best shows have little set issues.
Francis Molo comes in. So they've got big boppers like Molo.
It won't do him any good.
Do you think? I find it interesting they've dropped Jaden Sewer, but so South. He's not playing well, but he is a hard hitter.
Yep.
Who, if he gets it right, he can make some damage.
Like I said, Queensland pick and stick unless they lose.
All right,
I just think, in the first game, New South Wales played them attackingly through the backs, and they just let their forwards hit, defend.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how big your players are. Tom and Latrell are as big as front rowers, and they're just going to run at them. Yeah. They're going to exhaust them. It's going to be the same again.
Or a margin. Give me a margin.
52.
Look, I don't think we'll see that again. I'm hoping it's a 32-12 win.
So 20 points. Tom?
Yeah, I'll go.
It's hard to pick against Queensland at Suncorp, though.
No, it isn't.
28-10.
18 points, okay. Yeah, I think it'll be something like you're saying. 28-10, 28-12.
In saying that, I don't think they can score 2 tries.
Oh, they've got Ben Hunt back. They've got players who can score tries.
You reckon?
Yes.
Hunt's going to be shut down.
Well,
and I'm surprised, given they've dropped Xavier Coates, given what he did against South. The only player who put anything in.
I know.
McCulloch's good tightening up the middle, though. He'll make a difference there, I think.
Yeah.
And not one Broncos player in the team.
No.
That's telling.
A few ex-Broncos players.
A lot of extra Broncos, but not one.
Including some that they let go this year, Reece Walsh.
That's right. All right. Anything intelligent you want in the show with? We're going to go.
I just want to say, rest up, my Eagles. Rest up.
I did say intelligent. Tom?
Go the Blues.
Go the Blues.
Oh, yeah. Go the Blues.
Thanks for watching. You're with Tom.
Go the Blues.
You're with Tom, Brian and Stephen. This is NRL from the Sidelines, and we thank you for watching. See you all later. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.